you are, Theresa?
So I am in South Dakota and we have wind chills of around minus 30, like 30 below zero is what last I heard. I don't look at the weather because it's too depressing.
Yeah, I was just saying to Theresa, like I walked out my house today, hit a patch of ice, went down. I'm not injured, it's fine. But I don't know how she lives in that type of climate. I would never leave my house.
I don't leave my house. Honestly, I have so many creature comforts right here that I can plan my scheduled outings to get groceries around weather.
Whole
Mostly.
different lifestyle, right? That's what's so
Yeah.
interesting about working virtually with so many different types of people, right? It's like there's so many different parts of the world. We all live differently. So anyway, so let's talk about Happy New Year. New Year. It's time to refresh. I did a whole goal setting with my clients this week, and it was very insightful. And I think the website is huge to take a look at the beginning of every year. So tell us what everyone should be doing.
So the website is something that we want to look at. And one of the things that I like to talk to people, especially this time of the year, is all too often we look at our website as a painful chore and we dread looking at it. We dread working on it. We want to ignore it. And that creates some really ick energy in your business. And so by giving it a little love, by putting some intention and thought into the website, it doesn't have to be a lot of work. It can be simple little changes that is going to create love and build that momentum that starts creating success for you all year long. So that's really kind of what I want to talk about here today.
I think it's important, Theresa, because really my focus this year for all of myself and my clients is how baby steps really create leaps and bounds over a year's time. When people come to me and go, but I just wanted to make more money right now. I'm like, there's some tweaks we can make that you're going to make more money right now. However, the longer baby steps and the things we put in place, like fixing your website and doing these things, make huge differences over time. So burying your head in the sand is just not going to work.
No, it's not. It really isn't. And I'm a firm believer that we get what we put out into the world. So if we're putting out dread and frustration and irritation, we're going to attract more of that. Whereas when we're putting out that my website is awesome and it supports me and it takes care of me, and I give it just a tiny bit of love because I don't have a lot of time, but I give it love, you're going to attract the dream customers that you're looking for.
And that's the goal, right? It's a digital representation of your business that you need to consider how you're presenting to the world, right? Some people say to me, well, not a lot of people find my website. Okay, let's talk about, first of all, those who do, what's the impression they're getting? And then how can you do some of these things on your checklist, which I want you to touch base on a few of them so that it can attract even more vision and sights to it. So what are some of the things?
Well, I want to touch on what you just said here really quick, because you said, well, not that many people find my website. And you're like, well, what is their experience? If 5 people find your website and have a crap experience, they're never going to come back. And that's not going to build your visibility. But if 5 people find your website and have an amazing experience and come back and want to visit again or spend some time on your website learning more about you, that's going to create visibility for the website itself. It's tiny, tiny little baby steps, but the more people are there, the more people visit, the longer they stay, the more visibility your website is going to get.
The longer they stay, the more visibility your website is going to get. Everybody write that down. So hello, Betsy. Hello, Jody. Somebody's coming in as Facebook user saying good morning, which I'm so happy everyone's here. Please give Be Live permission to see your name. That's all they do is let me see your name. Theresa and I see your name when you comment, but you have to give them permission once. They don't come after you. They don't ask you for your email address. It's just permission, because inside of a private group, which we're streaming, one of the places is inside a private group. I can't see your names unless you give us permission to see your name. So just so you know. So great point. Just like that first impression when you go into a restaurant, first impression when you go into a clothing store. Are you going back if you had a bad experience? No. So give us I know they can, I put the link to your blog, which gives them more detail, but give us a couple of highlights.
Okay, so one of the things that a lot of people don't even pay attention to is when is your website going to renew? Your domain and your hosting are going to be renewing in the next 12 months, and they may not be renewing together. Here's the trouble we run into is that if you don't have up-to-date payment information when it's time to renew and you fall behind on your email, as many of us do, and don't pay attention to those renewal reminders, your website may go down briefly until you get into update it. And if it goes down for too long, then it's going to be costly to get it restored. So figure out, when is your domain renew? When does your hosting renew? Make sure that you put that on your calendar to update payment information before those dates so that you don't have any interruptions in your website this year.
And I'm going to add something. I swear to God, I think I need to do a masterclass on managing emails, because so many people let their email get out of control and they don't know how to manage their inboxes. And that's actually something I do really well. So anyway, or yes, you need to know what Theresa's saying, but you also need to be looking at your emails so that you get notice if something didn't go through.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Very true. Yeah, we could do a whole topic on email management.
It's another whole topic. So, okay, number 2.
Yeah. Okay, so the next thing, and this is a super simple, easy one that people forget to do, but go update the copyright on your website. It doesn't have to be done January 1st, but by the end of January, you should have 2022 in the footer of your website.
Why?
I came across a website a couple days ago that was 2017. It made me question the validity of the content. It made me wonder, is this an active business that is going to support me if I decide to work with them?
Okay, but talk to me about, what does that copyright symbol really mean?
So that copyright symbol at the bottom, it's letting people know that you're protecting your website to some degree. And there's a whole lot more in depth in copyright law that I'm not going to get into, but it's stating that you value your business, you value what you are putting out there, your content. And when you update that date, it says, I am an active business this year.
I just looked at yours. It says copyright 2022.
So
I
get it out
see you
there.
practice what you preach. A lot of us are the shoemakers without shoes, but not you.
Right. Practice what you preach. And to all my clients, Betsy, Nancy, today is the day I'm getting you updated. So don't worry about it. We're still young into the new. But again, you don't have to rush out and do it January 1st, but you need to get it updated this month because it lets people know that you are an active business. And again, back to that intention, that feeling, because this is website wisdom and all of that with the life coaching, it's creating momentum in you. Like, yes, I am an active business in 2022 and I'm going to make the best of it because I just told my website that I'm here.
Right. And that update to your website also tells Google that you've updated your website, which helps feed that SEO monster, the Google monster.
It gives you more visibility. Yep.
Okay.
So next one here, quick call to action. Take a look at the call to action on your website. Is it still valid? Is it the best step for your customers to take? If it's not, if things have shifted and changed, schedule some time to update that, but give them that first best step to take, because when you look at that call to action and you know it's the best first step, it also creates you this moment of imagining your dream clients clicking that button and reaching out to you.
Yes. And it's the perfect time to do it because I know all of my clients were like, okay, what we've learned over the last year about your client is this, this, and this, including my clientele. We'll be changing my website soon. Yes. And it's because of what you've learned over the past year about yourself, about your business, about your ideal client. So it's not, I don't want everyone to look at their website as, oh, it's up, I never have to look at it again for the next 5 years. Like, no, you should be, as you're learning, you are updating your website.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know. I'll deal with it after. Okay.
And then let's take a look. Take a look at your service listings. Again, you have spent a year learning about your business, learning about your customers, learning what works well, what you don't want to do. Take a look at your service listing and make those changes. Schedule time. You don't have to make the changes today, but spend a little time and say, oh, I want to update this. And get out there and change that when it, schedule some time to update those service listings so that you're attracting your dream customers, not just attracting customers, attracting your dream customers. That's what builds success in your business, is really focusing and talking to the people that you could not wait to support and serve.
Absolutely. Okay.
Absolutely. All right. So then let's see. Number 5 is your contact information. Take a look at that. Is it the right way to contact you? When you're imagining people wanting to work with you, you're also imagining them contacting you in the best way to reach out to you, whether it's a phone call, an email, the contact form, scheduling a discovery call. There's no absolute right way you have to do it except what feels right to you. There are methods out there that I don't utilize because I'm not good at taking care of them. There's social media accounts that I wind up getting rid of because I never went to them. There's things
Yeah.
like that I didn't use, that I got rid of because it didn't work for me. So ask yourself, what works best for me? How do I serve best with my potential customers? And make sure your contact page reflects that.
Love that. I actually was on one of my new groups is starting today, and I went to some of their websites, and one of them, like, I couldn't find a phone number. I couldn't find an email. I couldn't find any way to contact them, and I'm like, okay, this is not good, right?
It's not. And that makes people say, well, I'd like to work with them, but it doesn't feel like you want business because you've not made it easy for me to reach out.
Right. Or you have an outdated number. You decided over the last year you want to use a Google phone number instead of your cell phone, but you've never gone to your website and changed it. So it's doing that check
Yeah.
of all the details. Okay.
All the details. Absolutely. Okay. So the next one, take a scan of the images on your website. Are they what you want to attract? For, let's say, interior designers, are the images that you're using, is that the work that you want to attract? If you don't want to attract kitchens, do you have a bunch of kitchen photos on your website? Like, think about what you want to attract and make that imagery match what it is that you want to attract, because that imagery tells people what you do. If you're a health coach, stock imagery has come a long way in the last 2 years. Whereas the health coach industry, when I was doing my life coaching stuff, those images were very stocky. They did not look real. They looked very posed. Where now there's places where you can get real photos of somebody working out, getting fit, doing those kind of things. Update that imagery to what you want to attract and create in the new year, and let go of that old stuff.
Yeah. And we have inside of our Confident Interior Designer membership site, we have a whole list. I think it's like 10 different stock photo sites, and they just keep improving. And these were all free sites we gave people access to or gave them the suggestion for. So if you're not sure where, Google it and start investigating for your business where you can get stock photos that are not so stocky and not the ones that not everyone's using.
Right.
Because I see so many of the same images over and over again. I'm like, come on, people, dig a little deeper, take
Yep.
an extra 10 minutes and find one that not everyone is using that still represents you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Okay. And then the last one here is the Google Trifecta. And this is, now that you have given your website some love, let's make sure Google knows that you are still in business. So verify that your analytics is connected, because sometimes updates and things throughout the year can disconnect that. Make sure it's still connected and working with your website. Go out and review your Google My Business listing to make sure that that update is, or that information is up to date, because things have changed. And one of the new things in Google My Business is it tries to intuit what services you offer and will list that for you in your Google My Business listing. But it may not be accurate. For example, with mine, it said that I do custom coding. And I don't typically do custom coding. Well, I can. It's not the approach that I take in my business. I have design tools that don't require it. And so review that to make sure that it's accurate to what you want to attract. And then the last thing, that third thing I said, trifecta, is take that beautiful new imagery you've just found and make a post in Google My Business. Once a week post can really help your visibility, and it lets Google know, again, this is an active business that cares about sharing information that matters to them in their business.
It is probably one of the most underutilized.
Oh my gosh.
Google My Business is one of the most underutilized tools, free tools to
Free.
promote your business that most clients who come to me are not using yet, or they're not using it properly. And I teach them how to use it, and you teach how to use it.
Yep.
It's important.
Yeah.
Tell Google you're alive and working and busy and active and that you're still in business.
Right. And analytics is free as well. And so having that Google Analytics out there, it tells Google you're an active business and it's free to use. And it will give you information and statistical information that you can look at later on in the future if you need to do so to help make decisions and where to spend and invest time in your tech. It also, Google My Business, totally free. You can post to it once a week. And again, it helps show Google that you're an active business, and
I love it.
increases your visibility.
Love it. Love it. Oh, go take a sip. Take a sip. As usual, phenomenal tips from Theresa. Theresa, tell everyone. Well, I put it right on the screen. I'll let you get over your coughing. Web Designs by Theresa. If you need help with your web design, with your auditing your website, and a bunch of other things, I'm going to talk for Theresa because I know she's coughing. You're calm now. The people who are leaving messages, because we are on YouTube Live, that's spam. Ignore them. And I will delete them after. That's what happens when you go live in every platform that you're able to. So tell everyone how to reach you.
So you can find me at webdesignsbytheresa.com or theresaschloop.com, which is where my blog lives, or just reach out to me through my Facebook page. I'm here, and I would love to help you guys have a really amazing, successful 2022.
2022, baby. All right, well, we're going to go so Theresa can recover.
Sorry.
Okay. All right, everyone. I'm so glad you love your website, Betsy.
Betsy has got such a gorgeous website. It's definitely one of my favorites.
Betsy, put it in the comments so people can go check it out and give you a little boost on Google there. So thank you, Theresa. We are going down to once a month with the website wisdom, which we think is going to be better for all of you. Everyone's being bombarded right now with videos and tips, and all of us coaches slamming stuff down your throat. So we have readjusted our live schedule a little bit, and we are going live once a month. So you can check out the schedule of where I'm going to be live on my Instagram, and the Facebook will be putting posts so you can schedule if you want to watch or watch on replay on my YouTube channel, Nancy Ganzerkoffer, or here on Facebook. So we are kind of everywhere. Kind of everywhere. All right, everyone. I will see you next time. Thank you, Theresa.
Thank you. Happy New Year,
everyone.
everyone.